Yep, your stuff's recording. Everything's live.
Alright, my friends, my foes, welcome to another week here at the Not Prepared for Shit podcast. Justin here. We got Connor on the other side, fiddling with his mic. Junaid on the far other side of the world, fiddling with his you-know-what. So...
Welcome, listeners, to another episode of Prepared for Nothing, where I'm sitting here in the hot beating sun of the Middle East.
Beaten.
And Justin and Connor are over there at our headquarters in SLC. If you have any hate mail, please don't send it. Thank you for listening.
I want to start off by asking Connor, why the fuck are we getting just all these Russian porn, comments on all of our videos first
Dude,
thing when we
I don't know.
upload?
I mean, it's like a white name generator too.
I
That all the
know,
names
dude.
are coming from. It's
I
like
know.
what, Kenneth Stacy or some shit like that.
Every single time.
Yeah, and then it's just that same link every time.
Every single time. I'm just cracking.
That's probably how they hacked the U.S. government. Is just U.S. government employees finding a Russian bot saying, "Oh, come click on my videos," and then
Dude,
they
it's
get
literally
hacked. They're like, "Oh, new Russian hack."
every single time. It's just like, come fuck me at this website, and then just like a terrible tiny URL link, you know.
So speaking of porn, were you guys aware that Pornhub had trashed its archives?
Yeah, because they were not verifying ages on a lot of the women.
Yeah. And so now it's like every account is basically verified or not posting at all.
Yes.
But there was a bunch of people because anything amateur or animated was just destroyed. And so they were like, this is worse than the Library of Alexander burning down.
Oh no, people bitching about their fucking child content going away on Pornhub.
Okay, so the underage and unverified ages thing is one side of it, but the major side is the consent of the people's videos. That was a major problem, and it was in the news. There was this one company. This guy would basically just be like, find people who want to model or act, and just be like, yeah, I just come for this small part, and then they just end up recording.
Yeah, no, they basically entrapped them into it,
and saying it's like, oh, this is a high class one. Only rich Danish people will watch it. It's not on the internet. But then they would just get their consent to record, but not consent to upload.
Hit it again. Start it again. See what happens. Okay, it's going.
Dude, maybe I didn't fuck up. Maybe this is not going full time.
You might be clicking on it. Take your mouse off of it so that way you don't accidentally click on it. But no, I know what you're talking about because I think it was I don't remember which company it was, but they would essentially bring them out and then basically be like, oh, so, we put you in this really nice hotel that's super expensive and stuff, and we're going to do the photo shoot and it's all paid for. And then after they do all that, they then hit them with the bill, and basically it's like, you can either pay it or fuck me, was how a lot of that stuff went. And these girls are desperate for money too, so they have no funds whatsoever in their name. It's their first gig kind of deal. And then the other issue too is that if they refuse and actually do have the funds to pay for it, they're told it's yeah, we're going to blacklist you to make sure you're never hired in the modeling industry again.
Wow,
which I always think
up. But do you know what else is fucked up?
The fact that I record a podcast with you two jackasses.
The fact that both of you forgot it was my first Father's Day.
It was your first Father's Day, wasn't it? Because
so sad.
If there's any consultation, I'm not a child person. I don't keep track of that stuff. Or Father's Day, for that matter.
If it's any consolation, I mean, congrats, dog, but
Thank you. That's all I wanted. A happy belated Father's Day.
good job being, 9 months and a year past your wife. I appreciate that.
I hope your kid's more well endowed than you.
Thank you.
Yeah, dog. She's gonna look.
Thanks, man. I hope so too.
I think Family Guy made fun of that at one point. Like the whole concept of like, how do you feel as a parent, as a dad, if you find out your son is a bigger dick than you?
I don't know.
I feel proud. I'd be like, yeah, son.
Hey, for everyone out there, because I fucking missed the intro, fuck you. It's the Prepared for Nothing podcast. Justin here. That jackass over there, Connor.
You're redoing the intro? I'm going to keep all the audio. It's just going to cut in late.
Yeah, I know, and we're doing two.
We're
Okay.
doing two.
Okay. All right. What? What?
You know I cold open.
I know.
And so you're doing two intros.
And you know
because I didn't
wanted,
cold open.
And you know I wanted to do an intro, so I'm gonna fight you. Now I'm gonna do two.
He's gonna do two intros.
Well, it's a good thing that I kind of did because you said they needed a snippet, right? So I kind of like did it as like a first version too, like a welcoming. Isn't that what you wanted? Everybody do like a welcome.
Yes, dude. I don't know. I'm just fucking with it.
I'm just gonna like wait until you're in the middle of a riff or something, and I'll cut in with an intro.
Oh my god, that will be the thing. We just keep cutting in on intros. Okay. So, anyways, here it is. I am Justin. We got Connor on the left side. I think is his name.
What? I can't even understand you.
He's doing a Russian bod.
Nah, just talking some bullshit. Fuck, I just ruined the whole thing that we were going on, didn't I?
Oh, it's fine. We're just talking about porn. Nothing too important. But I will say, what was sad about that is that there was like a lot of retired people stuff on there that because they were no longer in the industry couldn't verify and was just gone.
They lost it.
They lost it.
Were they mad?
Oh, some of them were, because they were technically still making a slight profit off of it.
Do you know which ones?
Nope. I don't remember names.
I paid.
Yeah, he'll just pull up their last year's tax report.
I only remember like relevant in the news ones, because I know it's funny. There's like the big outspoken person about it is Mia Khalifa, who is like basically hypocriting herself into a hole.
Oh, every single time.
Mm-hmm. And then like on the other side of it is Lana Rhoade, not Lana Rhoade, Sasha Grey, who I guess is now...
You know them all.
Well, this one was a big one because she did a few TV shows and stuff, and like basically went from porn to Hollywood. Hated Hollywood because she said that Hollywood was more sleazy and predatory.
Worse than porn was?
Yeah. She's just like, yeah, you go to a porn shoot and like everyone keeps their distance. Even the male lead doesn't do anything until the camera's rolling. And it's like, she was in at least 5 different meetings with agents or producers where they tried to get up her skirt in Hollywood. But she now does like a podcast talk show thing. But it was like her whole reason to go into it was because she actually wanted to do that kind of stuff. Or Malia's was just, she needed money.
I heard Mia Khalifa only did porn for like a very short amount of time, like 4 months.
Yeah.
And only, according to her, only made like a small amount of money.
No, she made a shit ton of money.
I know.
They brought up the receipts on her.
Yes, because she tried to claim it was only like $1,200.
Yeah.
Which I think might have been like somebody on this podcast's bill to her alone. But like, you know.
Because I mean, Have you ever seen
pointing at you on the other side of the
seen,
world,
like,
man?
interviews that they've tried to do with her, and they bring up like her
Dude, I don't pay for
credentials,
that.
and she just storms out?
What's that?
They did like I think ESPN did an interview, and they're just like, we're joined here by Mia Khalifa and former adult films for about 4 months, or what was it, like former top adult films actress, and is now in the sports scene right now, giving her input on it. It's like, what's your take on the sports scene right now, kind of deal. They're talking about some sort of sports game, and she didn't even like answer that. She's just like, for the record, I only did it for 4 months. You need to fact check your stuff next time. This interview's done, and just hung up. And he's just like sitting there with his co-host. He's like,
that's not what we brought up at all.
It's like, were we not supposed to bring up that
all.
she was a porn star? Like the top trending one?
Isn't that your whole identity?
Yeah.
That's what you made your whole career on?
Yeah, and then came back to.
Wow.
Because she's now on OnlyFans, doing the same thing.
Man, people make a lot of money off OnlyFans.
Yeah.
What's your... I don't know. Fuck it.
I got a friend that, like, has basically been systematically reaching out to all the people in our graduating class with OnlyFans and trying to haggle them down on their OnlyFans subscriptions.
Like friends from high school?
Yeah, like graduating class.
That's wild.
So he'd like find somebody, reach out to them. It's like, what if I could get like the subscription this month for $5, just to see if I really want to invest? And then it's just like, no, I strictly said my rates are like $25. And it's like, how about I do $6? And he'd eventually get a number, but he wouldn't pay that because he would then go to a group chat and be like, all right, I got her down to 10. So if we all put in $2, 5 of us get access to it.
That's fucked, dude.
And then 5 of them would get access to it.
God damn it. That's wild.
And half the time they... Because I've seen some of the pictures of the people they pull up, because there's just something in the back of your head that's just curious. And it's like, what does this person look like in this kind of attire? I gotta say, some people live it.
Or non-attire.
Yeah, people live in some honest-to-God dumps. Like, I don't know how you're gonna be peddling $25 a month for a subscription when you're posing in lingerie with like a 2-week-old sandwich in the shot. And like a shit ton of old 7-Eleven cups, and every flat surface has like a half glass of water.
Or like a bed with no bed frame.
Dude, every single one of them is that. I am yet to see a bed frame in a girl's room.
Oh, how many do you just subscribe to?
I don't subscribe to any of them because he shares it in the group chat. I could show you some right now if you want.
No, we're not going to go there. That's not what this podcast is. We're not hoe shaming the OnlyFans girls.
I'm not hoe shaming.
As Justin winks and grabs Connor's phone.
I'm not hoe shaming.
I
making fun
am
of their
on
economic
camera right
and
now. My hands are up. My hands are up.
His hands are up. Yeah, no, I've seen...
You're in control of the video camera, aren't you, Justin?
God damn.
See, I saw 2 different people's. And then I've also actually been over to 3 different girls' houses not related to this. I am yet to see a bed frame in a girl's room.
Dude, it's college life, man. Bed frames are expensive.
These people live with their
I didn't
parents.
have one for the longest time.
They're in their...
Oh my God.
They're in their in-home house.
Dudes. I mean...
The real creepy thing, though, is that I think when he started posting the second person's account in the group chat, one guy came in and he's like, my sister does this too. I can get you guys a family discount. And it's just like, don't you fucking try and pimp your sister to us. That's weird. That's where we draw the line.
Sister pimping?
That is gross.
Sister pimping. That's weird. Because that's the other thing. What the fuck's a family discount on OnlyFans?
What the fuck?
Right?
Dude.
How are you going to tell me you have a family discount? You better not be using it.
Dude.
Happy Father's Day, Dad.
Oh,
Here's
worse.
a family discount.
here I am. You know, I pay rent in the house. Got a studio. Try and make topics for a podcast. My brain's just fucked right now. I have no idea how to respond. What is happening?
Yeah.
It's that Chick-fil-A sauce. It's going to your head.
Creativity out the door. Conservative ideals in. You want to have kids. You want to have
Maybe
kids.
your chakras are blocked.
Fuck you. Fuck you. I will not listen to you. I will keep the evil vibes away.
Justin, you want to have kids?
No.
So they put a microphone in your sauce, so you're going to get a knock on the door 2 days from now asking why you haven't been to church.
The Mormons do that.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm talking about, because Chick-fil-A's in with the Mormons.
No, they're hyper Christian. Way too much.
They were in with the Mormons in Vegas. Like, they would
What?
specifically only hire from
What?
churches in Vegas. Because we knew a guy that went to one, and he told us, he's like, no, all my coworkers I go to church with.
Junaid,
What's up?
you are only allowed to answer this question that I'm about to ask you with yes or no, okay? And no explanation, then we're going to go back to our conversation.
Okay.
Are you or are you not? Wait, that's a bad way to phrase it. Are you a Mormon?
No.
All right, Connor. So there was the Mormons and Chick-fil-A. What were they doing? Funding fucking Prop 8?
I don't know what they were doing. I just know it was some, like, anti-LGBT campaign. I know they...
It was funding the Prop 8 shit in California, which was...
Was that the conversion camps?
No.
'Cause I know they donated money to conversion camps. That's all I was familiar with. They're heavy sponsors of, like, Christian conversion camps.
What do you think a day in a Christian conversion camp would look like, Junaid?
What?
The day...
As a orderly?
Yeah, no, if like you got sent to a Christian conversion camp, like a don't be gay camp. All right. They kidnap you in the night. They're like, all right, we're gonna teach you to not be gay. Next morning, you wake up. All right. What's first day look like?
I know that from stories from a lot of people who have been to conversion camps and suffered through those atrocities.
That's not what I... That is...
ostracized
Junaid. That isn't...
So I'm drawing on that. I don't know, but I'm assuming that they would, first thing in the morning would be Bible study, talking about like, oh, don't lay with a man like you would a woman, or don't lay with a woman like a man, if you're identify as either or. And then there'd probably be like a 30-mile hike with bricks in your backpack to break you down, and basically you choose not to be gay to end the pain. And a lot of people are convinced by it, and then they just come out later, as soon as they get
So
out.
you wouldn't try and call your wife?
No, he would like it.
Wait, I'm married?
He would like it. Nothing.
Be like, hey, honey, sorry, I kind of got kidnapped by my Mormons and thrown into a gay conversion camp. But I told them I'm not gay, and they would be like,
No,
no,
you are.
you have to accept Jesus into your heart, and then I'm like, yeah, I believe in Jesus. I have always believed in Jesus.
Yes,
As
you do.
part
So,
of the Islamic faith, and they just couldn't believe me. And they made me eat a bunch of stale crackers, and then they made me make a bunch of promises, which were kind of weird. Yeah.
I knew a guy that actually tried to sign up to like self enlist in a anti-gay conversion camp in the prospect that he would find someone there and fall in love with them. Like he saw it as like a dating retreat.
dude, like when you go to drug counseling so that you can meet druggies.
You can meet your next hookup.
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah, I like that actually.
Drug dealers do that.
That's what we're saying, dude. How can you be a drug dealer for gay people? And not just, I don't mean like literally giving gay people drugs, but I mean like hooking them up on that gay. Is that possible?
Coachella.
Dude, a lot of gay people do a lot of drugs.
I know, but that's not what I'm trying to get into. I'm like, how do you facilitate the gay for people? Is that a good question to ask?
Facilitate the gay.
Yeah. I'm trying to help out the homies. How do you facilitate the gay?
I don't think I follow on this.
I don't.
How do you make people gay?
Nah. It's like if I were to tell you, like, I'm about to make an analogy that will one day get me ruined, so I won't make it. But like, we facilitate things for a lot of groups of people, right?
Mm-hmm.
We create things that help facilitate groups of people.
Okay.
How do we help facilitate the gays?
Coachella.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Coachella.
Like, we maybe give them like a second door into the building with maybe a little ramp instead of stairs.
You're talking about like
Buy
accommodations.
them condoms.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are the gay stairs.
That's what I'm saying. But we make them
They're
like
a little bit more space, so it accentuate your ass on every step.
they're better. They got to be better ones, though. For
They
some
gotta be
reason,
better
we're
ones.
facilitating them. You know what I mean? So maybe it's just a ramp. I don't know, dude.
It's just a small escalator because they don't like to walk up steps.
Oh. Do you have to show some sort of like I'm gay card to get on it?
They can tell when you walk up.
Huh?
They can tell when you walk up.
Oh my god.
This is a hard conversation. I have
You're talking
nowhere
about
to
making
go
like the
right
inverse
now.
segregation again.
I'm sinking into my seat.
This is just like inverse segregation theory. What if we mark them and give them their own entrances into buildings?
We could just tell them they could go over here.
Okay.
What if we make...
Okay, question.
What,
Question.
JBB? Go.
In civil rights era America, in Alabama, in Montgomery, Alabama, would you rather be a person of color, or would you be a non-cisgendered person?
Are you talking like trans or just gay?
I hate to say it, but
No. Well, cisgender applies that if you're identify as male, you are attracted to females. You identify as females, that you're attracted to males. That's cisgender. But non-cisgender is everything else.
I think I'd rather be a person of color.
I'm gonna be honest. I think I'd go the other way.
Yeah.
Because.
Dude, I'd be a gay white man.
Yeah, because, and this is gonna sound horrible to say, but I'm gonna say it, you can do things to maybe not like to hide that part of you and not get killed because of it.
Right, but that's the problem is that if you were found out, there isn't necessarily a group of people willing to hide you.
But also in that time, being a person of color could be enough just to get you killed alone.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's nothing you could hide. So you could be like a closeted gay person your entire life, and I hate to say you could do that, but you could.
Mm-hmm.
And no one would murder you for it, but you can't be closeted black.
Yeah, but that sounds like you've just elected to suffer.
Yeah.
Like, self-suffer, too.
Self-sufferance sounds better than getting dead, though.
Yeah, but I think there's still potential for a life as a person of color back then. Because consider, you can still start a family, have kids, have a...
You can do that as a gay man.
Walking on eggshells the entire time, yeah, but...
I'm getting so uncomfortable right now.
Because that's the thing, a person of color would probably rat you out just as much as a, white person would.
I hate this conversation.
That's true. There's homophobia a lot in. I say homophobia today exists more in other cultures than it does in white Anglo-Saxon American cultures.
Well, it's two-parters too, because a lot of it has to do with religion. Some of the most religious people are people of color, and religion is one of the biggest opponents to homosexuality.
You can't be gay and believe in Jesus. You can't be gay and believe
the song,
in the God.
Fuck me in the ass because I love Jesus.
No, but it sounds like a pretty good song.
Yeah. It was this whole song about like premarital sex is a sin, but we're horny high schoolers, so I really want it. So the whole chorus is that you're gonna fuck me in the ass because I love Jesus, because sodomy doesn't count as sex.
Oh my God!
It definitely does.
Not according to Christianity.
Yeah, dude. There's a lot of things where Christianity kind of
You know what they call that, right?
Says it's
sodomy,
not.
that's a sin in itself.
No, there's a rule. It's called the poop hole loophole. It's straight up.
God.
What? We all ain't gonna just sit here and talking about that we were just all talking about this, and then I just said some poop hole loophole, and y'all just act.
All I can think about
Fuck
too
you all.
is the fucking British slang term of
That's
kid
Justin's
shitter.
pickup line from high school.
Fuck you all. What? What is, Junaid?
Loophole, loophole.
You know?
Because I love Jesus. The good Lord wanted that.
Because I love Jesus. We can't play any of those songs, though. Yo, can we actually talk about a wild thing? Do you guys know the Damn Ass Rock video?
Yeah. Oh, I know what you're talking about now, yeah.
Hold on. Junaid, do you know what I'm talking about?
Damn ass rock.
It's an old YouTube video of a kid who's, and I'm going to summarize it because we cannot play it, and I will tell you why after. But it's this video of just these two young kids, and they're skating, and one kid's riding, and he's like kind of not going fast, but he's going at a decent speed, and then all of a sudden he just hits a rock and slams on the ground and starts bawling. And the kid behind him who's filming the video, the kid who's crying is like, I don't know what happened. And he's like, oh, you hit this rock. It was this damn ass rock. And for a minute, he keeps making this joke about it's this damn ass rock. At one point, he's like, it was this damn ass fucking gay ass rock. And then the kid's like still crying like, I don't know what happened. I don't want to die. And the guy's like, you don't have to. And then he's like, do you want to do something gay to this rock and pee on it? And the other kid's like, no, I don't know what happened. He's like, no, like you're all good, but like, do you want to do something gay to this rock and pee on it? And this kid keeps bringing up this whole, like, do something gay to this rock and pee on it. And finally the video ends with, like, the kid walking away who beefs it with the skateboard. And he's like, I don't know why nature did this to me. The other kid, he's like, well, stuff happens. And then it just ends.
Bro, they wanted to R. Kelly a rock.
Dude, so I love this video in the origin because it's just like one of the few things is they're just like, it shows how weirdly homophobic these kids are and how much they don't know what gay is. So they're like, you want to do something gay and pee on this rock? They think like doing something gay is peeing on something.
Well, they think that because they're going to see the kid's penis.
Otherwise,
that's the gay part.
I'm not going to bring that part up. But part of the reason I bring this up is because there's these motherfuckers who bought that video from those kids.
Mm-hmm.
And what they did is gone through and bought the rights to that video and have gone through any podcast that has shown that video. Like, if we would have just done that and shown the video as opposed to just talking about it, they would come after us and sue us and copyright strike us. Even though that when we put the video up, it was fair use.
You're right. And, like, for a lot of these people before they even bought the copyright to it.
Oh, way years.
Yeah.
So it'll be like 8 years later, you put up this video, you're not even a YouTuber anymore, and then all of a sudden you're getting, like, letters from lawyers, like, you gotta take that video down. You're like, why? And they're like, well, because we own, the damn ass rock video. Like, what the fuck? And then they're like, if you want to keep it up, you gotta pay us $100 a month for as long as the video's up. Like, what? They're like the mafia, bro.
Yeah. I actually looked into that a little bit more. Do you remember that? So do you remember when YouTube allowed India to start using their platform?
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, so they did that, and then this big company came over, and it was like this constant fight between that company and PewDiePie for the top subscriber spot.
Oh,
T-Series. Yeah, I remember that whole T-Series PewDiePie beef.
T-Series sub companies were the ones that were going and buying a lot of these stuffs.
Really?
Yes. Because they're entirely a market thing. I mean, have you watched any T-Series stuff?
No.
It is literally just them playing copyrighted stuff under their own copyright that they owned in India. And I mean, majority of it is like music videos and shit, and just various vlogs, stuff like that. But it's just stuff they own, hodgepodge, all mass dumped release, and then like 90% of their viewer base is the massive viewer base that is India. So it's like...
Yeah. Oh, and can I say something else? I don't know about India, but I'm pretty sure it's the same. I get about 5 YouTube ads per 5 minutes of video.
What do you mean? Oh,
on YouTube.
Yeah. No.
That's pretty standard.
Say if it's a 5-minute video.
Yeah, like every 5 minutes.
I get 2 ads in the middle. Yeah, 2 ads in the beginning, 2 ads in the middle, and then if I don't click on a next video fast enough, I get 2 ads at the end.
No, and
it's not like in America where like like I saw like 3 or 4 videos, I've seen like 10 ads. They won't give me ads anymore.
Junaid, you haven't been. I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, Connor, does that sound too different than what you're dealing with here?
No, so YouTube.
That's universal. You haven't been here for a while. That's not just to you.
Yeah.
That's everywhere. It's like that.
The woman that took over YouTube. Yeah,
really?
The woman that took over YouTube is the former advertisement lead for Google. So her whole goal is to advertise YouTube.
I counted a podcast that I watched the other day that was an hour long, and it had like 27 ad breaks or something in it over 60 minutes, and I'm like, what the fuck? That's almost every 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah. So
there's
originally, monetization.
It's like, I'll just turn on cable.
Monetization only existed on videos with ads. In order to hit ads, you were required to hit at least 10 minutes or longer. So that's why every video was like 10 minutes, even though it could have been summarized in 3. just so they could get paid for making that video. Because it didn't matter watch time. They had to hit 10 minutes.
Right.
Whether it was 10 minutes watched or not. They recently bumped it down to 8 minutes, which was nice. But it also meant that they added more ads now. And then lately, they've added a new policy where they're actually allowed to add ads to non-monetized authorized videos.
Right.
Even if you request no ads, you will still be given ads on your videos.
Right, and they're making the money off.
And they make
without...
solely the money. You make none of it.
So the way they're fucking people too is they're doing that to creators who didn't know they can monetize their content and they haven't set up a bank account or anything like that.
Or they just can't. Like, they can straight up monetize our videos, even though we're not qualified to monetize our own videos yet.
They can start making the money off them.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you, though, but I want some of that money one day, but I don't.
Yeah.
But if they're going to make it, I want it.
Right?
Fuck it.
It's ridiculous. But the other major aspect to it, too, is that because money is only made off ads now, a lot of channels are also forced to do ad reads. So you'll get an ad, and then you'll get an ad read in the video that already had an ad on it.
I watch a few podcasts that I love to death that are 2 hours long. In that 2 hours long podcast, they will have at least 6 YouTube ad reads. I mean, ad rolls.
Mm-hmm.
And then in their own podcast, they will have at least 4 of their own 2-minute ad reads.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking at it and I'm like, holy shit, that's 10 commercials over a 2-hour podcast.
Yeah. You know, streaming services are talking about adding commercials.
Like Netflix? Dude, I think I might unsubscribe off Netflix.
Talk to me about that, my friend. Keep going.
Dude, their content is garbage.
I have not been on Netflix for a
They've
long
had,
ass time.
Influx in Asian dramas lately. And I've been watching them just because they're like so bad they're good kind of deal.
God, I hate it, dude. The Netflix sucks so bad.
I've been really jamming on Hulu recently.
Hulu's got some nice stuff.
Hulu, I think, is better right now. Not bad and not perfect, but I think it is better.
Yeah.
I'll be objective about it.
See, I've been digging HBO Max mainly because like HBO Max gives you movies, which is nice, but then like you can also go and it's like Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, Crunchyroll.
Why are we shilling these companies
We're not
right
shilling
now?
these companies. We're not talking about why.
So HBO Max has Adult
Swim?
Swim?
It's Adult Swim, so I get to watch the Boondocks again.
I was trying to download Adult Swim to watch it, and then I'm like, dude, what the hell's going on? I can't find Adult Swim to watch the new Rick and Morty episode. Yeah. I'm like, oh, what's going on? And then I had to go to some other website that's...
I don't know if you've noticed, but both...
is something.
HBO, Disney Plus, I think, and Amazon is a big one. They all show ads now. Like commercials for their own series and stuff.
Yep.
And it's just like... That was originally why a lot of people got streaming services, so they didn't have to see TV commercials anymore.
I'd rather just watch TV commercials.
I don't know, dude.
Get you some TV commercials.
I had such a good thought right there.
Yeah.
And then my dumbass just blinked on it.
How much do you think a TV commercial costs now that it's like a dying market? You think it's cheaper?
Still a lot of money.
Okay.
These boomers who have money are still watching cable.
Yeah.
And they are spending more money than we are.
Even my grandmother still wanted to watch cable after
my parents spend like $400.
She still wants like basic cable
on their dish.
Right, and it's not only are they spending the money on the service, but they're still being influenced by these commercials.
Mm-hmm.
You remember the MyPillow, the Bed Bath, Why did that exist, and why was it so popular? Because the stupid commercials those boomers were watching on Fox News.
Mm-hmm. Not even that. I remember. Well, that's the other thing. Basic cable TV just has those infomercial channels that you can just watch commercials 24/7.
Yeah, for sure.
They're 100% designed to.
They're great to fall asleep.
Because I didn't watch TV for a long time until I went back for a little bit back home, and I forgot just how horrible commercials are. I mean, it's either an infomercial or a really shit comedy sketch, and there's like no in between.
I can't do it, dude. I'm fucking frustrated with these fucking pieces of shit scumbags thinking they can just charge some bullshit, and like our old ass parents thinking that's the way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I pay for a few services, and it's way better.
It's so frustrating because the money difference.
Unreal.
Cable was like $100 a month. You get all the streaming services. It's barely $80 a month.
My brother told me he pays $160 a month, year round, so that when the NFL comes around, he can watch football on Sunday.
You're right.
I pay no money, and I know how to put the words into Google. NFL free stream.
Yeah.
And I can click on that and find the right one and click out the ads and watch the game just the same, and I'm saving myself $160.
Which is
Dude,
bad.
You could save yourself
And
even more.
wrong.
I mean, like, that's
Why?
free. But you could, for like $10 a month, you could probably
Because
get. There's probably some.
we're not telling people to do illegal things on this podcast.
It's not illegal.
I'm not saying no. It is not illegal to watch somebody stream. It is illegal to host an illegal stream.
That's correct.
It is not illegal to watch
I
somebody
see, I
else's
see.
illegal stream. That is a very distinct difference. I would never, ever in a million years tell anybody to come onto the internet and illegally stream a basketball game. But if you happen to search on Google something along the lines of, you know, the league of the sport you're trying to watch, and maybe the word free and stream, you're gonna find a lot of good options.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cause, I mean, it's kind of similar to like the underage drinking laws.
Yeah.
It's not illegal to own alcohol underage. It's illegal to sell alcohol to minors.
In Utah, it is absolutely illegal to possess alcohol underage.
Is it really?
Yes.
Oh.
I know this.
Oh, that's right.
I know this firsthand. Trust
Yeah, no,
me,
in
my
Vegas
friend.
it's not illegal.
Trust me, my friend. I know this firsthand. In the state of Utah, you cannot possess booze underage.
I found out you couldn't get tinting until like the 90s in Utah. My dad was telling me about that. He's like, yeah, people would.
You might get pulled over for that.
No, yeah, in like the 80s, my dad told me that in the 80s you would like drive down to Utah from Vegas and you'd just get a ticket for having your windows too tinted, even though everyone in Vegas gets it tinted because it's hot and sunny as hell. Like, you need your vehicles tinted in Vegas, but in Utah it was illegal until like the 90s to get any form of tint on your vehicle.
Yeah, they still mad pull you over for it if it's over the legal limit.
Mm-hmm.
Or even close to the legal limit. They just check just to check. Because the ceramic tint, it makes it look like no light passes through, even though the tint is fine.
No, I'm keeping my my tint file in my car. They pull me over for it. It's just like, here's the paperwork.
Yeah. No, that's a good idea to have.
Mm-hmm. You can go piss your pants now.
Actually, I want to ask Junaid a question here.
Yeah.
Go for it.
The other day I was talking to you on the phone. 'Cause you know, You're not around here. You're on the other half of the world. We gotta catch up every once in a while. So sometimes we just call and chit chat,
Yeah.
And you started to tell me a pretty batshit story. And I interrupted it, and I didn't hear the end. And I want you to tell it. I want you to tell it to our listeners here. I think it was something about you getting.
I remember.
About getting grumpy at a lady in the grocery store.
Right.
Start us from the top, please.
Over here. All right. So I go to a grocery store because most of the like good quality stuff here is imported. So on top of just being there, there's a huge amount of import tax. You basically pay double for everything. And I was trying to get this super nice Arshia Korean cook pot because I want like to cook baby food at home. I want to make sure like the metal is stainless steel, chromium, nickel plated, like high quality stuff. It's not like this sort of like fake ceramic coating that they just do on the edges that could like flake off and stuff, and like that's not really helpful. Even ceramic coating itself is not even really ceramic. It's just like a slushy that they glue on to the metal.
Go on.
So I got this pot in front of me, and then they brought I'm paying for like the expensive one, but there was a cheaper one in the box because obviously everybody opens it and then they can't find the box to put it in, so they just put it in whatever the box they find. So that was a major problem. And this lady behind me,
go on.
The lady behind me tried to cut in line. She's like, "Hey, just scan my stuff and then deal with him later." So I tell this lady in English, I'm like, "Hey, just wait your turn in line. It'll be my turn. It'll be your turn soon. Just let me finish up and then you could go." And then she is like, "Oh, I'm Urdu speaking. I don't speak English." Like, trying to be elitist. And I'm just like, "Okay, lady, I speak Urdu, Punjabi, and English. What do you want? What language do you want for me to explain it to you? I'll tell you this." And then she's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe my son would say something like this to me." And then I'm like, "Listen, lady, I could be Pakistani, I could be American, whatever language or culture you're comfortable with, skipping line is not okay." And then she got really quiet and then went away. But I'm like, why am I so grumpy and angry to people when I go out?
Junaid. That's a dick ass move. I gotta call you out, my man.
Yeah, she was like as old as my grandma.
I also gotta say, I gotta say some shits here too. You gonna throw out like you were the other day talking how fucking elitist you are because you're fucking American, and so you can talk shit on these poor Pakistani people in the line, and you can tell them to fuck off because you're this elitist American, and here you are now. Fucking, I could tell you off because I fucking know I'm the most Pakistani. Which one aren't you?
I pick and choose whatever I please for myself to feel better about myself.
I've kind of noticed that you got situational nationality.
Yep.
Because I heard you also say something on a call one day to me to the effect of almost. I've lived in Pakistan my whole life, and I was like, I think you said the wrong country there, my man. Like,
oh, I'm having an identity crisis.
You are, bud.
Dude, when I went to Chinatown the other day, I had like a similar interaction. Not directly similar, but there was like...
You ran into Junaid?
No. So...
Yelling at some old lady about standing in line?
Close. So that's the close part.
Fuck you guys.
So when you go into Chinatown, into the grocery mart, you walk in, and there's all the registers, and then you have to go to the right. And from the right, they have like a wall of rice, and then like
You mean a wara rice?
Wara rice.
And then like a table of confectionery snacks and stuff. And it is like a one-way entrance. You cannot go in and out. It is go through. This old Asian woman, probably like 4 feet tall plus hair, parked her cart like the Suez Canal in that fucking walkway.
No, the evergreen, dude. They
like
hit it up.
diagonally blocking
Crooked.
the entrance. And so there's a guy in front of me with his cart. There's me. There's now a line forming behind us because this is the only way to enter the supermarket. And she's just like staring at a selection of rice, getting all the way up to the fine print kind of deal. And she like stops and notices the line and like kind of does that little jolt of realization.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, and it's just like, you can go through. And the guy in front is just like, stares at her cart, and he's just like, is this a joke?
What's going on?
Yeah, and she was even more baffled by that. She's like, I wasn't joking. And he just,
No?
Yeah, it's just like, both of them are basically almost playing chicken with each other to see who's going to point out the fact that her cart is blocking the way first. And he finally went and like moved the cart for her and pushed it. And she didn't like make any connection the entire time. It was just the entire time like, why is he so angry at me?
People are oblivious sometimes, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I would have just rammed their cart.
It was funny. As I walked throughout the store, I would like pass him a few times, and it was like him and his wife, and the entire time he was in there, he was complaining about that woman. It was like every time I passed by, you could just like eavesdrop and overhear him, and he's like, the fucking woman in the front. And it's just he could not let it go.
Oh,
for the
that
rest of the
kindred
time.
spirit of mine.
Yeah.
He's a brother from another mother, man. I feel his
He couldn't
pain.
let it go and had to tell his wife the entire time they were there. And I like made 2 or 3 laps around that store trying to find my fucking magnesium chloride to make tofu.
Dude, sounds like fucking my desperate neighbor we were just listening to out my window.
Did he seal the deal?
Who knows?
I don't know, dude. We had to start recording the podcast, so we had to shut the window.
Yeah, man. No kiss and tell.
Yeah, we ain't trying to fuck up homie's day, but like, he was trying hard. Hard.
He got the whole squad laughing too.
Too hard?
Oh, dude. How hard? Way too? Do you think way too hard?
The dude was doing his stand-up 10 minutes, and then, like, once that was done, he just started falling into story time.
He had an hour set with 10 minutes of material.
Yeah.
And it was really starting to fall apart.
And once he hit story time, it wasn't even, like, his own story time now. It was just like, let me tell you about my buddy. Let me tell you about my friend. And it's just, like, not really things you want to...
Oh, yeah, this one time I had this one thing that happened, you know, and
because usually when you're trying
story.
to pimp yourself to a girl, you don't want to tell them stories about other people and other people's stories kind of deal.
Yeah, you gotta either talk about them or
Yourself.
something about them. Not even yourself.
Talking about yourself does a better
Women don't
job
like
at
talking
pimping
about yourself.
If you're talking about your friend Ben's dog, that doesn't do you any good.
Nah, man. Best advice, talk about the present, talk about her.
It's all about her.
What if...
No, that's just how you get the number. That's just how you seal the
What
deal.
if it's like you live in one townhouse that there's 2 townhomes right next to each other, essentially, is all there is.
Mm-hmm.
And one's, you know, homeboy you were talking about, and his homie and their dog. And then there's the other apartment that's, you know, a couple new girls. And what we got to listen in on, I think, was the very first meeting of the bros meeting the new neighbor girls en masse. and like trying to flirt with them and introduce themselves.
Because you missed it at one point. While you were out doing stuff, I
Oh,
caught
please.
the start of it.
What was happening?
Every time he talked about himself, it was like he was producing his resume.
What was he saying?
He was talking about, it's like, yeah, I got a minor in business and a bachelor's in fine art. And, like, was presenting his credentials to this woman, this group of women. It's just like, no, dude, tell them about yourself, not what you're fucking studying.
What you've been doing.
Yeah.
They have in their basement, too, some sort of studio. I don't know if they're, like, Twitch streaming or, like, music producing or what they're doing. It's not as cool as our studio.
Dude, you just gotta be a good neighbor, like State Farm.
Bro, get that Jake swag going.
Just be like, hey, welcome to this new place. If there's any problems, let us know. We're here. Here's our number. If you have any issue or anything goes wrong, you can call us.
Stop.
And they go home and talk about how gay you are.
These are not new neighbors. The two dudes have been here since before me. And all these...
No. They should tell these girls.
Well, that's the thing. The girls aren't new either. This is just their first
No, the girls are actually new.
Yeah, but they're not, like, new.
Like 2 months.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are we even talking about
okay.
this?
We're
That's
judging other
still
people's lives. That's
if it's
what we
within
do.
the year.
We're podcasters. We don't find our own flaws. We find other people's flaws and exploit them for content.
Exactly. This is what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. Fuck that lady in the line. Fuck that 4-foot Chinese
Fuck her.
woman.
Whoa, you just got oddly...
And fuck these two dudes who cannot connect.
You got oddly specific about this Chinese woman.
Well, I mentioned she was like 4 feet tall.
Okay.
There was context to that.
Oh my god, I thought Junaid just was going hard there, and I was like, Jesus Christos.
Junaid had another interaction with a 4 foot tall Asian woman.
Yeah. It's another one. I could pull one out of the bag.
Come on.
Fuck it, people. I love you all. Want to say thanks to everyone listening. I kind of think we out right here.
Yeah, we had like 56.
We might as well
56,
go.
57, 58.
I don't know what we're going to do for 4 more minutes.
We don't have to do nothing for 4 more minutes.
I know what Justin's gonna do. He's gonna get some of that birthday loving.
Nah. My lovely and beautiful wife fell asleep like an hour ago.
Oh, I wasn't talking about your wife.
Right.
The mistress.
No.
I was talking about you and Connor. Got 4 minutes left to seal the deal. What are you gonna do? Camera's rolling.
The last 4 minutes you can find on our OnlyFans.
And if you leave, I'll blacklist
If you
you.
leave, I'll blacklist you.
What do you mean by blacklist? Like get
We'll never get into Pakistan.
It's a callback. It's a callback to the beginning of the podcast.
I thought it was that you get put on a list to, the website Blacked. I thought getting blacklisted
I
just
like the
meant you
idea
get
of
put on their call list.
Junaid blacklisting us from Pakistan. We can never visit. We can never show up there.
Oh man, you guys gotta come and visit. Ugh. Dude, it is amazing here. Especially like the northern resort areas. Dude, it's epic. My brother-in-law is an architect and he builds resorts up there. And it is like life-changingly beautiful. It takes forever to get there, which is why I haven't taken the baby yet. Maybe when he's older, like 5 or 6. Yeah, I'll take him up there. It's like 20-hour drive, or you could fly on like a really tiny airplane, which is kind of dangerous.
Yeah, the little props.
Yeah, and like because the altitude is so high and the air is so thin, there are like accidents all the time.
Junaid, you promised me in 7th grade a trip to Pakistan, and I'm still holding you to do that one day.
Dude, what am I supposed to do? The Iranian general was murdered, man.
Blah
You were
blah
supposed to
blah
come.
blah blah. I don't want to hear the excuses now.
And then
Dude.
and then there was like
Stop.
that Pakistan,
Stop.
and then there was like
Stop.
those 2 Indian fighter
Stop.
jets shot over Pakistan.
Stop. We're not talking details. Okay? We're not
I
talking
know,
about
man.
why. We're talking about how you're going to pay an exorbitant amount of money for me to come live like a king for a few days. Okay?
Coach,
The
baby,
one
coach.
The one exception. Well, there's two exceptions.
Coach with 32 connections.
We going all over the place. We going the wrong way around the world.
To Africa.
Yes,
We're going to
Europe.
Vietnam.
Now, there's an illegal connection in
From
between
North
here and
Korea
here.
to Pakistan.
Dude, we go all the way almost from LA pretty much to Japan.
Dude,
The wrong way and then back.
So, my dad finally got his passport, and he
Okay.
rebooked his Germany flight, and he had to recancel it because he paid extra to get business class seating, direct flight from Vegas to Germany. Like 2 weeks after he got the ticket, they messaged him and telling him his flight plan changed, and now he has to take a layover in Seattle to then go from Seattle to Germany, and they took away his business class, and he wasn't getting any financial difference.
What the fuck?
And so he canceled it, and then he told my grandma about it because that's who he was going to go visit there. And she's like, "Oh, I just talked to the TripAdvisor here, and he says that Condor closed their Las Vegas terminal for the season." And it's just like, well, if they closed it, why the fuck are they offering flights out of it?
Is probably another connection.
Yeah, no, it's 100% just like, oh, they buy it, and then in 2 weeks we'll redirect their flight to one of our open terminals and give them a layover and add 6 hours to their trip.
Long stories.
No, yeah, dude. It's these COVID
No,
restrictions.
nope,
the U.S.
nope,
actually
nope.
put in.
Janae, stop.
Nah, evil government.
Janae, stop. I'm going to send us off with the real reason why this is happening. Okay? Alright? In with this, we end the podcast.
Okay.
There was this one time that this country called Germany did some shit. I'm not going to really talk about the details. But then, some other people had to get involved.
Yeah.
America said, fuck that. Right?
Well,
Junaid, shut the
technically,
fuck
America
up,
said
dude.
fuck that
Junaid,
after 3 years.
Junaid. Once again, I'm trying to fucking send off this podcast on a nice shoo about how Germans hate Americans. You gotta fucking interrupt me. Every fucking time. Right at the hour mark. I don't know what your curse is. I'm done. Bye, guys.